Okay, hello everyone. So now everything should work. Sorry, today we have totally online class as I see, because everybody are online for today, I suppose. So yeah, we can more concentrate on online conversations and stuff. Yeah, so we can begin with the with some duties for pedestrians and drivers. So today we're going to talk about that at the beginning, and in the end, if we have time, we will discuss the roundabouts. Yeah. So I suppose next lesson will be the last lesson. So yeah, we have 3 topics to discuss yet. So regarding the pedestrians, so if you are a pedestrian, and especially if you have a license, and if you break any rules on while doing something as a pedestrian, you can get a penalty for that, of course, and it can affect on your license. So at the point now, when you are studying and getting the license, or if you have a license, you should be quite careful with doing some things. For example, passing red lights on the pedestrian crossing and stuff like that. So if police will stop you, it will affect on it. One of the main rules that pedestrians should follow in Estonia. So when it's poor visibility or nighttime, pedestrian must wear a flex reflector or a light source. So reflectors or some lamps. Yeah, usually runners use them quite a lot on the head, for example, the lights, LED lights, we can say. So it's a mandatory thing you should do when you're walking during the poor visibility or nighttime. What else it's important to mention here regarding the reflector. So if you're a driver, in the event of an emergency stopping in poor visibility or nighttime, the driver of power steering vehicle of category B, C, D, or T, like car, truck, bus, or tractor, must wear a safety waistcoat when exiting the motor vehicle or tractor and stepping onto the carriageway. Safety waistcoat. It's the same like policemen have usually. It's like a yellow reflector coat on them. So you also need to have similar in your car because you never know when you have emergency stopping in poor visibility or nighttime, especially if you travel somewhere at nighttime. So it's important. What else we should consider? A different color of clothes. So if you have dark color, like usually Estonians prefer to wear, then you are visible at night in 10 meters only for the driver. If you have more light clothes color, then it's 40 meters. And if you have waistcoat, then it's 150 meters, the visibility. So you are visible in 150 meters. So that's why it's important to have it when you are like going out of the car. If you have some emergency, you need to repair your tire maybe, or add some liquid in your car. You have to put the coat first. After that, you can start fixing your car. It's also important to understand like why it's important to understand like why this distance between car and pedestrian. So when I see it as a driver, because if I'm driving, for example, on 50 kilometers per hour, my stopping distance will be 28 meters almost. So if I see you in 10 meters only and start sharply braking, you remember last time we talked about this braking distance and stuff. So you can imagine that obviously I will hit you, I will not stop in front of you, and most probably I will hit you quite strongly. So that's the problem. 40 meters is already okay, but it's not okay if we drive 90. Yeah, so 70 meters is the stopping distance. And if we talk about waistcoat, then 150 meters on any speed seems more safe. So I hope this example is more or less clear. So here you can see the picture. You don't see anybody or anything because the opposite car is like blinding you or dazzling you, and so basically you don't see it. Hi. And that's the problem because the person is blinding you just exactly on the pedestrian crossing. So, okay, if we take a closer look, then we can see that there are even two persons there. So you might maybe notice at the beginning that it's only one, but it's even two persons. So maybe if they have reflectors, then it will be more visible for us to see. But of course, the main problem that this car is blinding us. Maybe it's using high beams, which is not very correct. So, okay. What else we should consider if we are traveling on road as pedestrians? So, or drivers, doesn't matter. So as soon as you see that pedestrian is stepping, like about to step on the pedestrian crossing or has stepped, of course driver must give way. Of course we have to slow down, which you have to check if pedestrian go or not, like if it's going to pass or not this pedestrian crossing, and then make a decision to give way or not. So usually it's like sometimes it's very hard to estimate like how far is the pedestrian nearby, here or here. Like if you drive straight and you check left side and right side, you see that some guys are coming. So how do you know if you need to stop now or not? Yeah, because on the high speed it's hard to understand. So I recommend you to see if you see the person approaching in 3 meters before this pedestrian crossing, in 3 meters, then it's better for you to stop and give him away. So this is how it works. The same on the right side. The main problem for the beginners is to check the left side, because mostly people concentrate on the right side because signs are there, mostly pedestrians are there most of the time, and no one cares about the left side. But actually we have also pedestrians on the left side and easy to skip, especially in this kind of situation. I will check the right side, but in dark time I will make sure that okay, no one on the left, on the right, but on the left I can easily skip because usually people concentrate on the right side while driving. So you should consider that as well. So once again, as soon as you see that pedestrian is stepping or about to step to the pedestrian crossing, you have to give way, or at least you have to make a full standing and understand if he moves or not. Is it clear, more or less? Yep. Okay. Regarding the bicycles, it's also quite tricky. So it's not good to pass the pedestrian crossing riding the bicycle. In some point, it's not even allowed to do so. Let's say bicycles and scooter drivers, they have different priorities. Let me check. So away, so you can go straight. But as soon as bicycle cross the pedestrian crossing like this on the right side or left side of yours, then he has priority. You don't have priority. So if you go straight and he cross you, he don't have priority. If you turn right and you cross this pedestrian crossing or left, you have to give way to the cyclists. So this is how this rule works. Is it clear, more or less? Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
The give way sign would be there, or we can assume it even if it's not there?
If you see, as I said, you just need to imagine if we have zebra here, zebra. So we don't consider the giveaway sign at all. We still talk about more like pedestrian signs. So the idea is that if you have pedestrian crossing in front of you, like on the previous picture, maybe even here we can take. Okay, I go straight, bicycle want to pass it, right? So in that case, he don't have priority. I have priority. I don't have to give him away. But if I turn right like this, he has priority. I don't have priority in that case. So bicycle should, in that situation, if bicyclist wants to get priority, he has to step off the bike and be a pedestrian, not a cyclist. Then he will have priority. And that's why it's a lot of accidents with the cyclists, because no one knows what are the rules exactly for them. And the same with the scooters. So scooters, you know, these robots here in Mustamed, they delivery robots. The same logic for them. So if you turn, you have to give them away. If you go straight and he want to pass, you don't have to give away. And robots know that also. So.
Is it safe to just?
Sorry?
Is it safe to just always give them away?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. In fact, unfortunately, it's easier to give them away. It will be very hard to prove something if you kill the bicycle here on the pedestrian crossing. So you just better to give him away. So is it, Jennifer is asking to explain this again. Is it clear for you now or no? Quickly repeating. So, okay, now it's clear. Good. So, and that's why you as a bicycle driver, if you use bicycles, you have to consider that when you drive also. So in some points you don't have priority. That's why I recommend you always to step off the bike. In that case, you will always have priority. One more rule regarding the pedestrian crossings we should consider here. You never can pass another car if it's stopped. So this gray car cannot pass the brown car. If this car stopped and waiting for something, you don't know what exactly. So maybe it's a pedestrian here, maybe something else. So you have to stop first, make sure that no one is coming, and then you can go. Maybe he just stopped to park. I don't know, which is not quite allowed to do like this. But yeah, you have to stop, check, and then you can go. So
this is in occasions that I don't have visibility over the pedestrian
Yeah.
crossing, or like in all cases, like if I can see that it's empty, do I still need to stop?
But the problem is that if you're next to the car, it's hard to see if there is someone else behind it. Imagine if this car is bigger than usual car. So, and it might be keyed somewhere here, and you're here, so you will not see it. You will not see him. That's the problem. And that's why this rule exists. So by default, even if you are sure that no one is there, you still have to stop. Yep. If the visibility of a crossing is limited on the side of oncoming traffic due to standing vehicle or some other obstacle, the driver must take special care so as not to endanger pedestrian on the crossing. So this rule is the same, but regarding the left side, oncoming side. But in that case, as you see, it doesn't obligate you to stop. It just obligates you to be extra careful. So if I drive here with the gray car, but imagine some truck is fixing the road here. So totally visibility is blocked for the pedestrian crossing. Or snow cleaning machine, for example. And of course, if I look left, I don't see the pedestrians there because of this truck on the left side. So I have to be extra careful. I can slow down. I don't have to drive always 50 in the city. I can slow down. I can check that, okay, no pedestrians running or something. And then I will continue driving. So if we talk about the right side and obstacle on the right, you have to stop. On the left, you don't have to stop, but you can slow down. if we talk about traffic jams, you also should consider that we cannot block the pedestrian crossing. I think on some point we discussed this thing. The same logic works with crossroads. You cannot block the crossroad. If you are in a traffic jam, you have to consider to leave some space between always. And the same rule works for the railroads. If you remember, you cannot be in the traffic jam and stop on the railway crossing. You have to be after or before. So this is how it works. And finally, we get this picture. It's quite interesting thing here, which is quite confusing for you, I suppose. So easily saying, we can see the regulated pedestrian crossing. So it's not crossroad is not regulated. Only pedestrian crossing is regulated. So it means if you turn right, this red light is not for you. It's for those who are here. They have stop line. They stop there. They give way to pedestrians until it's green, and then they can go. In your case, you are not related with that pedestrian crossing. You just turn right, but you have to give them away, and you can continue driving, even if it's red light. In real life example, here you go. So I only have giveaway sign. Yeah, as we talked before, I have giveaway sign. Of course, I have to give way to the cars coming, maybe pedestrians here. But stop line is over there. I don't have any stop lines here if I turn right. So these guys, they have to stop, but I don't have to stop if I want to go right. I just give way to pedestrians and continue passing this crossroad, even if I have red light. And the same logic works for me if I want to go straight or left. So obviously if I want to go straight, I don't have to follow this red light on the right. Yeah, so it means for me this traffic light is not applicable. Is it clear for you? More or less. Yeah? Or no?
So it's how would we know that is the case? Is it just as long as
that's a good question. You always can know if it's the case if you see that stop line is over there. And you don't have any stop line here in front of you. So this is how you can define this situation.
Can you zoom a little bit to the stop line?
Stop line, yeah. It's a little bit deleted here.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. There is no correct road marking in the city, unfortunately. Okay, now it's on this picture, it's more correct.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of stop line here. So these guys will stop, but you can go in any direction from this street. Okay? So, yeah, this is how it works. The same logic works if you go left. This car go left. The same. I turn left. I don't have any stop lines in my case. They have. They stop. I can go then. So I just simply pass and go left. But I always have to give way to all pedestrians, like cyclists, robots, scooters, casual people, so everybody. Okay, a bit about, now we can discuss a bit about the other duties when we drive. So, of course, you must wear a seatbelt. So passengers, drivers, everybody in the car, they have to wear a seatbelt. So you as a person who is driving is responsible for all other persons inside of your car. So if someone is not equipped properly with the seatbelt, you will get a penalty as well, by the way, as a driver. So if your friend don't put it and he don't care about it, you will get a penalty anyway. Yeah.
Like a age thing, because like in the UK, I think it's if someone's over 16,
Yeah.
they're responsible for their own seatbelt. Here, the driver's responsible for everyone.
Here is different a bit. as soon as you're 18, you're responsible for everything and driving. If you're 16, you can drive only with the parents.
No,
So-
I mean like the seatbelt. So the driver's responsible for everyone,
Yeah,
regardless of age.
Yes. yeah. Starting from 18, yeah. But if you're 16, then your relatives are responsible because they have to sit in the car always when you drive.
Yeah.
Last time we talked about that. You remember limited right to drive. So when a person is 16 and starting to drive, this person can drive only with relatives, like father or mother or brother, someone. And these relatives are responsible, and they will get a penalty, I think, and driver will get a penalty. So everybody will get it. Yeah. For if you are 18 and you have a license like you now, so let's say you have a license, then you are responsible for all passengers, of course. So you both will get a penalty for that. Oh, this is the video how the airbag works, by the way. So the guys on the back side, they have seat belts. The guys in front of you, these two, they don't have seat belts. So at least two behind stay on their place. Yeah, but these guys are totally smashed. And as far as I remember, the speed limit here is less than 50. So imagine what happens with you if you drive 90. That's why it's important to wear a seatbelt. Now, some information about pregnants and kids in general, how to carry them. So seatbelts for pregnant women. So you should understand that you cannot block your stomach somehow. You should always put the belt under and above the stomach. So this is how it works. You have to regulate it always properly. It cannot be here in the middle somewhere, the whole part, or the whole part down here. You see it's blocking the stomach like this. So if it's accident, then it will be pushing you in this place. That's why it should be under and above the stomach, as you see on the picture. Always double check that when you are going to drive. The second thing that students really don't care about, that sometimes the seatbelt is turning into the tube, you know, like small tube. So if you turn it around a few times, when you enter and exit the car, you know, it become like a sharp tube. So you have to make it straight to straight the seatbelt and then put it on yourself.
All right.
Yeah.
Why, if it's twisted?
Because if it's twisted, yeah, or turn around like this, because then it become like a razor.
All right.
It's become very tiny and sharp, so it can just cut you in some point if you have accident. So that's why.
Okay.
Yeah. Different seat belts for animals and cages. There's no actual regulation regarding that, by the way, officially. But of course, it's safety first, so I recommend you to use this safety equipment for the animals. So, regarding the children, basically saying if a child is not tall enough to wear the seatbelt properly, then you need to buy the special equipment like safety device, we call it, or chair. Yeah, safety chair for kids. And of course, there are different of this. There is a difference between all of them, right? So because kids are having different height and weight and stuff like that, so you should consider that as well. So in fact, you can buy some universal safety device, or you always have to change this safety device according to the age of the kids. So this is how it works. There are different groups. So group 0 plus and 1 seats. They look like this for very small kids. Baby at least 9 kilograms should be. And mostly these seats are turned forward facing when you drive, like this on the picture. So a rear facing safety device must be used when carrying a child in the front seat equipped with a switched on front airbag. So you cannot carry a kid like this if the front airbag turned on. So you have to turn it off. It's quite easy to do that if you have a key of your car. Obviously you have it. So every car have a on the right side, behind the right door, turn off. Yeah. If you open the right door, passenger door, you will see this kind of a keyhole in the panel. Of course, if we talk about UK cars and other countries where it's right wheel side, then it's on the left side. So yeah, as soon as you open the right door, you will see it on the panel. You just have to turn it off there. So you can see on the picture. Okay, this picture is not good. Maybe here. No. I mean, anyway, I think you got the idea. So yeah. And you will see if it's on or off, because on this keyhole, for example, right side, it's on. If you turn the key left, it's off in that situation. So here is the location. You understand, yeah, where exactly it is. So I open the door, I see it on the panel. You see in some cars, it's like switcher. It's not like key is not required. So yeah, you can use the switcher.
This needs to be on.
If you are carrying the baby like this, then it should be off.
Off.
Yeah.
Right.
Like this. You can logically understand why. If you have accident, yeah, you can see on the caution picture, airbag will blow up and push the baby out of the seat, and the seat itself. That's it. Of course, these seats, they're all fixed with the car seat belt. So kid has its personal seat belt here inside, but the car seat belt will defend the whole chair and kid inside if you put it on correctly.
Can go on top.
Yeah, yeah. It's always described in owner's manual, so how to make it. In some point, if you decide to carry your kid like front face, like to change the direction, then of course you can turn on the airbag as soon as he's front face driving. So other seats, they can be used. They can be used also for kids already grown up a bit. So start rearward facing up to 18 kilograms and are then turned forward facing. Starting from 9 kilograms till 18 kilograms of the weight, so you can start turning the seat in opposite direction basically, and already it has a bit different structure. So in that case, kid is sitting, not like laying inside. So it's sitting, but still it's quite small. So you have special seat belts for the kid inside, and the main seat belt is covering this chair still. additionally. Then we have this kind of seats. They are for more grown-up kids. So as you see, it doesn't have already any special seat belts here. The only seat belt that used is the car one. So it covers a kid inside and the seat itself. I think this one is not very common, so people start putting the kids on this thing, or just not using anything already. This thing you also can use. I think this is for very grown-up kids. As you see, it should reach maybe 22 kilograms or more. And yeah, so you can have this thing. Bolt taxis mostly have this, maybe you noticed. They have this inside of the car. All Bolt drive cars also. So do you have any questions regarding that maybe? About the seats? Or no? All good? Okay. How the airbag works, by the way. Okay. So yeah, this accelerometer giving a signal to the airbag heating element, as you see. Electricity, I mean, goes fast to the airbag system, and then this electricity start the process of heating this gases inside of the airbag and blow it up. Sorry, how to go back. So it's gas inside, and quite quickly it goes up. The thing is that airbags are still quite strongly hit your face. So some people even broke their noses, by the way. Huh? I can say yeah. But children are usually, let's say if we talk about the small seat like this, so usually it's if we turn it over, yeah, and drive front facing, so then seat is more fixed, let's say, and it's not moving at all. So if we talk about grown-ups, you have seen in the previous video here, even with the seatbelt, people are still going down like this. They're getting closer to the airbag. Kids are totally fixed, so in my opinion, it's not very dangerous. But if we talk about the seats like this, group 3 seats, then it's the same like you are sitting on a casual seat. So I think it's dangerous in that case. But then they are more grown up and then can survive it anyway. So yeah. So how many times can an airbag work? Only once. After you have an accident like this, you have to repair all this system, like to restore the system, so they will put new airbag. If you have accident, then it blows only once. It will not blow one more time, for example. Of course. So with this one is clear, yeah? If it's not possible to install a safety device in the middle rear seat of an automobile due to the existence of safety equipment for 2 children, a child at least of 3 years must be restrained in the middle seat with at least a lap belt designed for adults. So if we have 3 kids, for example, and we cannot put them all behind us because these chairs, say, like these seats, are not allowing to do that. You see in the middle there is no space. So in that case only, it's allowed to put the 3rd kid here by using and fixing him by the lap belt. Lap belt is this one under. So most of the cars in the middle seat, they have this only lap belts. So yeah, and at least this kid should be 3 years. So if it's less than that, then it's not allowed to drive like this. So kid has to wait at home. And one more tricky thing that sometimes also may be asked in the tests, I don't remember, but this quite is tricky because sometimes it's not mandatory to use it. Seats, safety seats. It's not mandatory when carrying a child less than 3 years of age in the rear seat of a taxi. So a child under 3 years of age may be carrying a taxi in the lap of an adult passenger if the passenger holding the child is properly wearing a seatbelt and has only one child in their lap. So if you're driving in a taxi, it's not mandatory to carry this safety seat with you. And kids should be less than 3 years old. So obviously, if he's less than 3 years, it's not possible to fix him on the casual seat with the casual seat belt because it will not fit on him, on this kid. So that's why it's allowed in a taxi to put your kid on your legs here. So you have to put the seatbelt and you have to hold your kid like this. So then it's allowed to drive. And only one kid can be. And only in a taxi. So in all other events and vehicles, it's not allowed. So you have to, you need to have a special equipment. Okay. Okay, something else regarding the drivers. As we talked before, driver cannot block any pedestrian crossings, yards, garages, calm traffic areas, and area adjacent to a road. So we cannot block any passages when we are driving or when we are in a traffic jam waiting for something. The driver also must be mindful of less protected road users. So it means that they have more priority in some situations than you have. For example, motorcyclists or cyclists. So as I said before, you need to know your rights. But if you obviously see that the cyclist is not giving you away, so of course it's not an option to hit him, right? You still have to give him priority, even if you know that you have priority. So you as a driver, you will be always more responsible than pedestrians, for example. Even if pedestrian is not right, anyway, the harder penalty you will get, not the pedestrian. Yeah. So regarding the motor scooters and motorcycles, it's not the same, but still, of course, you should consider that they are less protected. They are not so, like, how to say, they don't have such a good control as casual cars because they have only 2 wheels, so anything can happen with them on the road. So yeah, you should be careful. Uh, the driver is prohibited to engage in activities that may impede the ability to drive or comprehension of traffic environment while driving. So it's not allowed to do any stuff while you're driving. For example, smoking, eating, drinking, maybe something, or making makeup, for example. So it's not allowed to do that. If you want to make some activities, you have to stop your car. And the same thing related with the phone. You cannot talk on the phone, but you can use hands-free devices. So most of the cars, they have now Bluetooth connection anyway, so you can talk on Bluetooth. But you can never, basically, while you're driving, two hands should be on the wheel, always. If you stop, you can relax. If you drive, two hands on the wheel, always like this. That's the idea. This is also interesting thing. So before the driving exam, you also should ascertain that you are capable, like your car is capable to drive. So you have to make sure that we don't have any red lamps or yellow lamps on the panel. Everything works correctly. And before the exam, examiner can even ask you some questions like, what is the meaning, like, what is the meaning of this lamp? It's handbrake on, for example. Usually it's red. I don't know why it's white here. Sorry, yellow here. But anyway, some kind of these things they can ask you. Or seatbelt, you see, is not inserted. Yeah, so it's regarding the observation, car observation. So about this, you will have about this like lamps and buttons. You will have a video, homework video on the last lesson. So after that, I recommend you to check it, so you will know like what exactly on the exam they can ask you and what to check, what technical things you should know and stuff like that. So don't forget about that. What else? Driver must give way with to a vehicle with flashing blue light or blue signal light and with or without a special audible warning. And the same, we have to give way to the vehicle with flashing yellow light working on the road. So we see construction cars, we have to give way. We see police or ambulance, we have to give way. So some people say that if it doesn't have audible warning, you don't have to give way, but doesn't matter. If you, as you see it, without or with a special audible warning, it always means that you have to give way. Then, before you start driving, you have to ascertain before driving that your health condition allows to drive you, obviously. Because if you have a fever, your reaction can be slowed down a bit, obviously. So maybe better not to drive, especially if you are a beginner. Ascertain before driving that all lamps, registration plates, and windows and rear view mirrors of the vehicle within the driver's field of vision are clean. So it's mostly, of course, it's not real if we have this kind of dirt. I mean, in the city there's not so much dirt, but yeah. For example, this picture is real. So I don't know how this guy drive. Maybe he doesn't drive, but still. It's made here, like in Tallinn. But the main thing here that we have to consider the snow, because during the winter time, snow always covered the whole car, and people don't care. They just clean the window, the front window, and just simply drive. They don't care about rear window. They don't care about mirrors or side windows. So that's a mistake, and it's dangerous for you as well. So you always have to clean it from the snow. And ascertain before driving that you are carrying documents required to drive the vehicle. So the main documents that you have to carry a driving license or another document certifying the right to drive. For example, it can be even ID card or passport. The registration certificate of the powertrain vehicle. It's you remember I showed you in the very first lesson or second lesson, technical passport of the car, registration certificate, where you can find all the information about the car. So this is mandatory to have with you always. And other documents required by law. And one more interesting thing here. It's not mandatory to carry your license in Estonia. It's enough to have an ID card. Or if you are having temporary permit, it's also the same. So TRP is also as an ID card.
Because your driving license is also registered with your
Yeah.
ID card, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, as soon as the police will know your ID code, isiku code, yeah, they will see all the information about your licenses, categories, and everything about your penalties in the past. So it's very, very, very like clear history check they have in police database. So yeah, but as soon as you travel somewhere abroad from Estonia, then of course you need to carry a driving license. So
I have a question.
yeah.
I have a driving license in Estonia, but I actually get a penalty in Spain.
In Spain, okay.
Does it also get registered under my Estonian ID?
It's a good question. Some countries. So if I get penalty in another country, what does it affect in Estonia? It will. It depends on the country, because nearby countries, I definitely know that from in like Finland or Latvia or Lithuania, they will all affect here. But I'm not sure about Spain, especially if we have the same database with Spain. So I'm not sure. I know that a lot of guys they're having penalties in Germany when they were traveling, and when they returned back to Estonia, they never paid any penalties. But they were obviously exceeding the speed limit, and the camera was making pictures of them. So I don't know why. In some countries, it's also works like this. So as soon as you enter the, for example, if you get a penalty in Spain, then you go back with your car here in Estonia. Then after some time, you go back to Spain with your car. Police might see in their database that your registration plate already have a penalty, and of course, it will have pennies that you have to pay, because obviously you will not pay it immediately. So yeah, so I think this is how it works. But nearby countries, definitely it will affect on the license here also. Ascertain before driving that what else drivers should do. So we should ascertain that passengers properly use all the security equipment. So it's like head restraints and seat belts. We can check easily the head restraints if it's correct or not, if it's on the same level with my head, top of the head. So I can check it with my hand. Yeah. When it's not required to wear a seatbelt. When driving on an ice road. So one student asked me, does it mean like that we don't need to have a seatbelt if it's slippery road outside? No, it's not the same. Ice road, it means the road which is laying on the lake, for example, or river or sea. Yeah. So during the winter time, some lakes or some, how to say, some places of the sea between islands, they are frozen, so you can drive there even. And especially lakes, it's quite a lot in Estonia. A lot of lakes where you can drive during the winter time. So that's the idea is that it's not required to have a seatbelt over there, because if you are going to, if the ice is broken at some point and you are going to swim down, yeah, then it's harder for you to exit the car, because you have to put the seatbelt off, then open the door or window and go out. So that's why. And this is the example. So I see it's parking on the beach here. So, and you can drive a long way to some other island here. And you can see minimum distance between cars should be 150 meters. Sorry, 250 meters between. And I think you know why it's logical, because if you are too close to each other, then in general you have bigger mass than one car, and of course ice can be broken quickly. And mass limit also. Yeah, so the maximum mass of your car. If the passenger performs official duties, or driver performs official duties that require making stops in up to every 100 meters. So if you work as a mailman or some delivery person, officially you're making some official duty, giving mails or deliveries, and you have to stop every 100 meters next to each house, then you don't have to put the seatbelt. And if your health condition doesn't allow to do that, health condition, so of course in that case you need to have official doctor's certificate. So what else? The driver must enable a police officer to use their motor vehicle. So basically, policemen can ask your car to use it for reaching some place of disaster, like natural disaster, for example, or taking a person in hospital, for example. So they can really steal your car for some purposes. The driver of motor vehicle and tram must know first aid measures. So it's mandatory to, that's why it's mandatory to pass the first aid course anywhere. So in your job or in the driving school, so it's mandatory to have it. What else we can say here? So if you are planning to give your car to some person for a while, it's always good to, or you're renting the car to someone, yeah, giving to your rent. So it's always good to record the full name, home address, license ID, birth date, and ID code, all this information. Because if he drives your car, this person drives your car, and get some penalties with cameras like this, so you are going to be punished, yeah, because you are the owner of this car. So that's why you need to have this information in case of proving that you're not guilty. Okay. The driver must give the documents to be checked to the traffic supervisor without leaving the driver's seat, handing them over through an open side window of the car. So you cannot leave the car until the policeman allows you to exit the car. The driver and the passenger must remain in their seats and may leave the vehicle only when so permitted or requested by the traffic supervisor. So as I said. And the driver is entitled to request that the traffic supervisor present their identification or another document certifying their competence. So you have a right to ask his police ID or personal ID. And you can note down this information. You cannot make a picture. So you can write it down somewhere in the notes. All this, like name, ID code, birthday, so everything. Of course, it's prohibited to drive in a state of intoxication. It means like drugs, alcohol, medicaments, and yet etc. So if we talk about um, allowed promiles in Estonia, then it should be not more than 0.1 promiles if you're breathing, yeah, to the tube of policemen, or in your blood it can be 0.2 promiles in your blood. In breath it can be 0.1. So in fact you cannot drink anything. So even one beer you cannot take and drive, because it will be 0.2 maybe after you drink it. In some countries, maybe it's allowed even to have 0.5, 0.7, so you can take a few beers and then drive. So some people just don't care, so yeah, it also happens. Yeah. Also, it's prohibited to drive, as we already mentioned before, in medical condition, that like if you have a fever, bad medical condition, or fatigue also. So if you are tired, so it's better to have a nap. Then prohibited to give a permission to drive a car to another person in this condition. So for example, if he's drunk, yeah, and you are giving a car to this person, you also can be punished for that. And the same works if you give your car to the person who don't have a license. If you both get caught, of course you are going to be punished, as well as the other person. Okay, we finished with these topics, but I think we still have time to go with roundabouts. I was planning to check roundabouts if possible. It will take some time, but yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
On the previous topic.
Yes.
What are the penalties in Estonia exactly? Is it just like a fine, different types of fines, or also like revocation of driving license?
Yeah. It's
Both.
all things. Like
Okay.
it's like some fees you have to pay. It's like jail or taking your license.
Okay.
So, for example, we also have a teacher in our school who works as a policeman. He just came here before the lesson and he told me the story. Like, they caught yesterday one guy who was driving like 3 times without a license. He was caught, but he was like all good, just without license, not breaking any rules. So if you got caught 3 times, he said that they block your license for 1 year, and you can go to the jail until 1 year also. So
Right.
yeah. And of course maybe a judge will decide to not go for 1 year to the jail, but 1 year is maximum, let's say. Of course, if you are drunk or under drugs or doing some crazy stuff like driving 200 on 50 road, then maybe it will be much bigger, the penalty, I mean. So yeah, generally saying, we have everything, like taking the license, jail, and fees. Is it not hot for you here, by the way? It's okay?
It's okay.
Yeah, so regarding the roundabouts, what particular qualities of the roundabouts do you know? We actually talked about that once, so.
Like rules or
Like, what makes roundabout a roundabout in general?
it'll be having multiple exits.
Yeah, definitely. So imagine it's like a crossroad with different exits, yeah. Driving is always in one direction. Yeah, obviously. A roundabout is a crossroad because it have combination of different roads inside. Yeah. Yeah, it cancels the speed limit because it's crossroad. Yeah, that's correct. This is the correct thing you remember. Yeah.
So all around there, like 4 polities, let's say, right?
We can say yeah. For maybe more. It's just
I don't
more.
know how many to remember. That's why.
You don't have to remember them. It's just more like discussion and more like for you to understand. Huh?
They are not going to ask this.
No.
Okay.
No. It's more, yeah, it's just open talk, let's say. It's more important for you while driving, so you understand that, okay, it's a crossroad, it cancels the speed limit, it's always one-way driving there, and stuff like that. So while driving, in fact, you will consider these things. That's why it's important. Yeah, exits are numbered. It's not always 4 exits, by the way. It can be even more than 4 exits or less than 4 exits. We're going to look today for this. Okay, good question here. So who has the right of way and why? So A or B? B has a right. Why?
Because right-hand rule.
Yeah,
applies.
yeah. Right-hand rule applies here, yeah. So A has to give way to B. You can say that, okay, mostly when people enter the roundabout, they have to give way. And this is true, because there is no such roundabouts in Tallinn. I mean, only one. I can show you. It's very small. Yeah, so it's on the parking. Okay, in that parking, on this roundabout, right-hand rule applies. But all other roundabouts, they have give way sign in front. So it means when you enter, you have to give way. This topic is more for driving mostly. So I will try to explain it, obviously, but you should understand that it's more related with driving, not with the theory test. Yeah, Jennifer answered correctly. There is no give way sign and right-hand rule applies. A quick question, please. Are roundabouts normally regulated? Normally they are unregulated. So it means they have only priority signs, like giveaway sign or stop sign. So it means they're unregulated. But we have one roundabout, or we can call it a roundabout, if you know the Rocco al Mare market, the big. So they have a very big roundabout over there with traffic lights inside. So it's I think it's the only one in Tallinn that have traffic lights inside of the roundabout. But mostly they are unregulated. Okay, so as you said, in general, it's mostly 4 exits on the roundabout. If I enter from this side, I see I start counting from the next exit. So I enter here, this is first, this is second, this is third, and this is fourth. Entrances I don't count, obviously. So it's not like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I don't count like this. I count only the place where I can exit. In fact. So let's check different geometry. So this roundabout we can find on the Taltech roundabout. So yeah. Then we have another small roundabout in Uismäe region. So it has only 3 exits, as you see. So if you enter here, you go out. Here also from this side out. This is second. And third one is back. So this is how it looks like in real life. Back.
Whole round.
Yeah, like U-turn. Yeah. Here is the same, but here it has less lanes. It's more easy. It's one lane inside only. So roundabout is originally the one-way road. Entering to the roundabout and continuous moving on it is considered as a straight moving. So if you enter the roundabout and moving inside, it means you are moving straight all the time. That's why when you enter, you don't have to show any indicators, because you go straight, in fact. Performing the exit from the roundabout, you should show the right indicator. This maneuver is considered as a right turn. So as soon as you exit, you can, if you split the roundabout like this, like on the right picture, first exit, second exit, third exit, for example. So you can see that it's right turn, in fact, the exit. But in real life, it seems like you're going straight, but it's not. So that's why when you exit, you have to show right indicator. When you enter, you don't show anything. Also, we have turbo roundabouts. These roundabouts are quite new technology, let's say, mostly used at the highways, and they have, let's say, all the lanes are regulated like this, that you don't have to change anything. So if you choose the correct lane at the beginning, for example, I need third exit and I start driving here on the bottom, right? Third exit, I will take left lane. I will proceed in this lane. So you see I'm on the left and the left. Then in some point you see I'm on the right and I exit, and I can do fourth exit from the right lane already. So it basically automatically regulates the traffic inside. That's why these roundabouts have 50% less of accidents and 50% more throughput. So people can pass faster this roundabout. In general, what thing we should consider? If we need to do the first or second exit, we have to enter with the right lane. If we need to do the third or fourth exit, we have to enter with the left lane. Usually. For example, on the exam, they also can ask you to go in some direction. Like, let's go to Tallinn direction. In that case, it's which exit? Second exit. You can see that actually second exit you can do from both lanes, left and right. If I need Pärnu, then I can do it only from the left lane, third exit. First exit, I also can do only from the right lane. So quite logical. And sometimes they even have road markings, so it's showing you which direction you can go from this lane. Like first exit, this to second exit, this to third exit. Yeah. You can enter roundabout with any lane. If there is no special regulation sign before an exit, you have to use the right lane to exit. So basically you can enter with any lane, but exit, it depends. Like if there is a sign allowing you to exit from the left lane, you can exit from the left lane. If you don't have any signs, then simply take the rightmost lane if you don't have any special regulation sign, and exit from the rightmost lane. Special regulation sign is this one, you remember? So it's showing you which lane, which direction goes. So do you understand how to read these arrow signs, by the way? So it's saying that left lane can exit. Yeah, you see arrow right. Arrow right.
I'm okay with the orange arrows, but I'm not sure about the red ones.
No, not red ones.
I'm not looking at the red ones. All right.
We're looking at this sign.
Which one?
Sign inside.
Uh-huh. No, I don't know what this is.
You have to check the video with special regulation signs
Very good.
then. Then you will have better idea how to make it. Anyway, I will explain it today also, so no worries. Okay, we'll get back to it later. I will show you in real life example. So the idea is that this sign is saying that you can exit from left lane and right lane, from both lanes. But from the left lane, you also can continue driving through. So you should understand that every exit has different sign, special regulation sign. That's the idea. To avoid traffic accidents in a roundabout, you should follow the traffic signs before every exit and try to read them. So choose the proper speed in case to have time to read the signs. So of course, it's not mandatory to drive in the roundabout 50. Yeah, so you can drive 30 if you want, or 20. Show the indicators in time. So if you exit on this point, you show indicator only on this point. Don't show indicator in 2 exits before, because people might think you want to exit earlier. So you have to show it in the proper time when you really exit. And in front of your exit. If you make an exit from the left lane, you have to ensure that the car on the right lane also makes an exit. Like in the previous picture. So this car cannot go left through the roundabout. But in some point, maybe this guy is lost. So you should always make sure that this guy is not going to go left when you are exiting. So you have to make sure.
Sorry, are you allowed to switch lanes on a roundabout?
Sorry?
Are you allowed to like switch lanes?
Yeah, you can switch lanes on the roundabout. Yeah.
You just have to indicate that we're switching.
You just have to indicate which way you change the lane. Yeah, left or right. So these signs. Yeah. Special regulation signs, we call it. Basically, they are showing you which lane, which direction can go. So in that picture, you can see that we have 2 lanes only. And here 2 lanes on the roundabout. Usually we have 2 lanes on the roundabout. So this one is saying that left lane can go only left through the roundabout. Here is saying that left lane can go through the roundabout left. And right arrow shows you to the right. It means that you can exit from the left lane. So if you are driving on the left lane on the roundabout, you have to look at the sign like I showed you now. So you have to imagine that right arrow is not existing. You check the left side of the sign, and you see, okay, I'm in the left lane, so left lane allows me to exit and proceed with the roundabout. So okay, I can exit then if I want. But if I see the previous situation, like, okay, I see the left lane is not exiting, so what should I do? I have to change the lane and then I can exit. Because this sign allows me to exit only from the right lane. You understand that, right?
I didn't.
Why?
I don't know. I find it confusing. Like in the sign, I'm going to see both arrows, right?
Yeah,
In
I can
either
show you
case.
how it looks on the roundabout, in fact. You can see. So,
So in this case, I can exit from the left side. Is that right?
so you have an exit here, right?
Okay.
And this sign is standing in front of the exit, right?
Yeah.
Imagine you're on the left lane.
Yes.
So according to this sign, left lane goes which way?
That way.
Left.
Yes.
So it means you cannot exit because exit
I
is
cannot
right.
exit.
Because exit is right. Yeah, left means you go through the roundabout.
Okay.
But if you are driving in the right lane like this car,
Mm-hmm.
what can you do according to this sign?
Exit to the right.
Exit. Yeah, I can use the exit. And what else? Because my lane is also going left.
Yeah. Continue left.
Yeah. So from the right lane I can exit.
Well, a different exit, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so I can proceed to the different exit.
Okay.
If I proceed to the different exit, I will see one more sign again here.
And now it says if you proceed to the right, you
Have
go
to exit.
back to you go back to the roundabout.
Yeah, if you are in the left lane.
Yes.
From the right, you have to
If you're on the right, you have to exit. You don't have another option.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the previous sign, boy. On the previous sign, what happened? On the previous sign, if I'm on the left lane, I have to proceed to the left. I cannot exit. So if you want to exit, you have to change the lane if you're in the left lane here. So changing is usually happens just in front of the sign. You cannot change the lane after the sign. You have to change it here on this point before the sign.
Do I have road markings?
Yes, most of the times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see, in August of 2022, it doesn't have road markings. In September of 2022, it has road markings.
Useful.
So, in previous years, it didn't have any road markings. Okay, back in 11, 12, yeah. It was, yeah, here, but road was bad. Okay, so this is how it works, okay? So if you change the lane, you have to change it in front of the sign, right in front of it. And you can change it exactly on this corner. You see safety island. So you just have to change it on the safety island. Okay? Now you understand how to read the sign.
I see
More.
myself getting in the roundabout and staying there. Will never exit.
Okay.
Okay.
But still, yeah, I think more or less logic is
It's
clear.
better.
Yeah. And we're going to work out this roundabouts. Yeah, we're still in time. If there is no special regulation sign, we just simply have to. If we don't have any special regulation sign, we have to take the maximum right lane. So you see every exit I showed you before, they had special regulation signs everywhere. But sometimes roundabouts don't have it. So by default, you have to be on the maximum right lane if you want to exit. Could you share from your experience what are the major causes of accidents in roundabouts? Yes, totally. The main reason of having accidents on the roundabout, especially studying cars, have it. So as soon as you exit here on the roundabout, you can see that every exit has zebras and pedestrians. So imagine you exit, you give some acceleration, and then in the last moment, pedestrian coming. Because you don't care. Like you were looking at the signs and you forgot to check the pedestrians. You push the brakes as hard as much as possible, and the guy behind you doesn't expect that. And he will smash you. So that's the main... most oftenly when I drive, I see accidents like this. In front of the pedestrian crossing and someone hit someone behind. No other accidents. Usually.
Not when you're trying to take over a different lane.
For changing the lane.
Yeah.
No, it's very rare when they... it's also quite, I can say quite common when people don't understand how to read the sign. And when it's allowed to exit only from the right lane, they start exiting from the left lane. So you imagine someone exit from the right and someone exit to the same lane from the left. But it's only one lane here. You see? So they both go in one lane. And then they hit each other. So also this is quite common accident also. Can you get fined for driving less than permitted speed limit? Yes, actually, you can get fined for it. But if you do same thing on the roundabout, you will not get a fine because let's say you have a reason to go slowly because it's dangerous place. You have to check signs, you have to check pedestrians. It's okay. If you have straight road somewhere in the field and you drive 20 instead of 50, then of course it's not not reasonable. So in that case you can get a penalty. So it's not, yeah, it's funny, but it's not allowed to go above the speed limit and under the speed limit. Okay, so this one we skip because I will show you how it looks in fact. So Nurminuk roundabout. So now we are going to discuss 4 main roundabouts on your exam roads. We also have a roundabout video on YouTube, by the way. So all these roundabouts we passed through with GoPros and stuff, so you can see how it looks like. Let's go for the real. This one. So, as you understand, as I said before, if you need to do the first or second exit, you enter with the right lane. If you need to do the third and fourth exit, you enter with the left lane. Quite easy to remember. So let's say, let's pass all the exits just to see how it looks like. First exit, obviously, I can do from the right lane. So we go to the second exit. I can see the sign. Second exit, I can do from both lanes, right? Second exit, I can do from both lanes. So I don't have to change anything. If I go to the third exit, I can only exit from the... also, actually, I can exit from both lanes as well, like left and right. In fact. If I go to the fourth exit, so fourth in that case will be U-turn, correct? But in front of the fourth exit, we don't have any roundabouts. Sorry, any signs, special regulation signs. So what I should do in that case, if I'm in the left lane? Can I exit from the left lane? If there is no special regulation sign, I have to be in the right lane. Yeah, so I have to take the maximum right lane. So I can exit from the right lane only in that case. So I can change it here, as usually, at the safety island. You see the corner, here or here. I change the lane here and exit to the fourth exit over there. Okay?
But I need to change lanes. I
Yes,
can't
of course.
just exit.
Yes. If you're in the left lane, yeah. But as I said, if you need third or fourth exit, anyway, you enter with the left lane, most probably. This one is tricky, Yarviot's roundabout. So, scheme is quite difficult, maybe. Let's see it in person, right? So, at the beginning, we also have 2 lanes, right? So, we enter the roundabout. First exit is straight, which is weird, but it's exit. And you also have to show indicator, yeah. You know why? Because I see roundabout sign. Anyway, so as soon as I pass this, as soon as I pass this sign, I'm officially on the roundabout. So if I want to exit from the roundabout, I have to show right indicator. Okay? And I have giveaway sign. So you remember I told you, like most of the roundabouts, when you enter, they have giveaway sign. So before you enter, you give away.
For those exiting on the other side.
Sorry?
For those exiting on the other side. Or not?
If you're entering the roundabout.
Alright.
If you're entering, you have to give away. For those who are inside driving. Yeah. Yeah. So as soon as I enter, I see the special regulation sign. I see that left lane goes out, yeah, straight. Right lane goes straight and right to the house yard. Left lane also goes left through the roundabout. You can see on the sign, right? Maybe I can get closer. Maybe like this.
So you know how there's a right turn?
Yeah, because the exit is in fact is straight. That's why they don't show right.
Yeah, but that turn there into the
In the house yard.
yeah,
Yeah,
doesn't count as an exit.
doesn't count. You know why? Because you remember what is crossroad and what is not crossroad. So exit is considered as an exit if it's a crossroad. So this place is a calm traffic area. Calm traffic area is not considered as a crossroad, an exit from this area. So it means it's not exit. So if they ask you, okay, let's go right to the calm traffic area, then you have to go right to the calm traffic area. It's not exit in that case.
Does it have a sign of a calm traffic area?
It should be somewhere inside, yeah, as far as I remember. Yeah, I see the blue one behind this one.
Alright.
Yeah, you see? Exit from the calm traffic area. So it means on the other side it should be entrance.
Okay.
Yeah, you see entrance to the calm traffic area. So it doesn't count it. It's first exit. Now we go to the second exit. This is more tricky here. In fact, we already have 3 lanes, even, you can say. One is blocked with the bus. Yeah? 1, 2, 3 lanes. So you can exit from this rightmost, and you can exit only. It's straight, yeah? Second, middle lane can exit and can go left. Yeah? Left lane can go only left. You see? According to the special regulation sign. So it's totally directing you which way to go. If you start understanding that, then roundabouts are very easy for you. Final exit. Which lane can I take if I want to exit? Right and left lane, yeah. Here is no middle lane now. We only have left and right. That's it. And left lane also goes through the roundabout. So I can proceed driving in the roundabout. Yeah, yeah. By the way, it's not mistake if you make few circles inside. But do it in the left lane. But do it in the left lane, okay? Smaller roundabout in Mustama region here nearby. It's very easy. The only tricky place here. Yeah, Jennifer is correct. Both exits. Good. So the only tricky place here that the entrance itself. You see in front of the entrance we have a sign immediately. So it says that if I take right lane, I can do the first exit. If I take only the first exit. If I take the left lane, I can go inside of the roundabout and then I can do second or third exit. So that's the trick. If you stay in the right lane and go left, it's immediate fail on the exam.
You didn't get it?
If you do what not the thing that sign is not allowing you to do, the special regulation sign, then it's immediate fail on the exam. In that case, it's not allowing you to go left from the right lane.
Okay.
You see, from the right lane, you can only go right. Here, right.
Yeah.
How early you can see that sign?
How early? I don't know. If we drive there, for example, do you see it? More or less, like this.
And on your vision.
Okay, it's in real life you see it better. Okay, you see it like in 200 meters, even with glasses.
It would be like very late to switch lanes.
No, then you can slow down. I tell you, okay, let's do the second exit. So you know that roundabout is ahead. So don't go 50 the whole way. Like just relax, slow down, and try to check the sign. You can slow down always in front of it. Anyway, you have giveaway sign always in front of the roundabout. Anyway, you have to slow down and check that it's free to enter. So it's not a mistake if you go slowly. Okay? So the roundabout itself is easy because after that, when you enter, so this is the scheme I showed you. So if I enter with the left lane, you see I have only one lane in sight, so I can do it whatever exit I want. So it's easy. And the roundabout next to Taltech, we already checked that from this side. You remember? Yeah, this sign. So the same logic. I think I will not explain anything here, but I will ask you. Like, according to this sign, which lane can I use for exit? The right lane? Yes, I can use both lanes for exit. Left go right and right go right. They both go right. If I consider this sign, which lane can I use for exit?
The right.
The right one only, yeah. Only. Because left lane goes only left, right lane goes out and left through the roundabout. Yeah, for the previous one is correct, both. This one is only right lane. Okay, so this is how the roundabouts looks like. I mean, in real life it will be easier to practice that. I think for today we're over. Let's check the tests, but maybe next time. I want to check it like 2 tests at once. So we had this one, and we have this one for today. So for the next time you can make it ready. Also please make ready this one, the last one. So we will check 3 tests on the last lesson. Okay? Any questions?
I have a question. I think it was last week's one.
This one?
No, last week's lesson.
The other lesson.
Yeah.
Regarding the driver duties.
I mean, like last week.
Last week.
Yeah.
Ah,
I
okay.
wasn't in here, so I watched it later. But
Last week it
accidents and motorways.
accidents on motorways.
You know,
Okay.
when you have to put the sign.
Triangles.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
like 100 meters behind. How do you safely do that?
How do you safely do that?
90.
It's a good question. One of the things to do if you want to put the warning sign safely, maybe is to wear a safety waistcoat, as I described in the beginning. Even during the daytime, you are more visible, at least. You walk through the shoulder, count 100 meters on the shoulder, of course, not on the lane. Shoulder or grass. You go 100 meters, and then if you see no cars coming, you can put it on the lane and then go back to the shoulder. Yes. I think this is the safest way. And if you have waistcoat reflector, then it's perfect. Okay? All clear now? Okay, then we can finish. So next class is the last class, as I see. Yeah. So we're going to talk about prohibition for standing and parking, and we are going to talk about the overtakings. That's it. So the rest things you will check in your homework videos. Yeah, traffic insurance, stream planning, and this technical condition of the car. So here you will see different things you should consider when you drive a car, like lamps or how the system works, like engine works, braking works. So, okay,
Yes.
good. So we can finish.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you as well for coming.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. See you next week. Okay, guys. See you on the next Wednesday. Thank you for watching and thank you for commenting and chatting. That's cool. Okay, see you. Bye bye.